for the dawn to break, a signal in the noise we make. The radar's humming soft and low, watching where the shadows go. Static climbing up the wall, waiting for the sky to fall. But in the hum I hear a beat, pulsing through the city are spinning wide, nowhere left for us to hide. The binary begins to bloom inside this quiet, empty room. Tracing lines across the map, falling through the digital gap. But every pulse is getting clear. I know the end is drawing near. Can you hear it? The horizon's calling. The horizon's calling. The horizon's calling. Moving at the speed of thought, finding what the daylight lost. The city is a blur of blue. I'm running just to get to you. Gears are turning, silent drive, feeling like I'm finally alive. The road is open, long and black, no reason left for looking back. Velocity soul, taking control. Let the rhythm fill the hole. Higher than the street lights glow. Everywhere the currents go. Where the motion, where the heat dance into a faster beat. Fluorescent lights in a steady stream, waking from a digital dream. The RPM is climbing high beneath the dark and velvet sky. Every turn is a work of art, pumping through a steady heart. We're made of chrome and oxygen. Let the journey start again. Don't slow down, don't look away. We're the pulse that starts the day.
reflection in the window pane, watching for the acid rain. The penthouse view is cold and still, chasing every digital thrill. Steel and glass and ivory, locking up the memory. Above the glass skyline tonight, we're dancing in the cold blue light. 1,000 levels, 1,000 floors, opening the hidden doors. The city's breathing soft and deep, while the rest of the world's asleep. Sharp and clean, we're living in a widescreen. Above the clouds, above the dust, in the metal we put our trust. Copper wire, walking through the digital fire. My pulse is calibrated deep, I never really need to sleep. The motherboard is glowing red, counting every word you said. Synthetic lungs and eyes of gold, doing what I'm being told. My cybernetic heart beats fast, making every second last. Stealing rhythm, skin and bone, on the frequency of my own. Upgrade the feeling, delete the pain. There's a ghost inside the me. Grid is humming loud, disappearing in the crowd. Sensors picking up the heat, echoing along the street. A creature inside the harmony is all that's left of you and me. Reboot the system, clear the cache, rising from the silicon ash. Floating in the empty space, looking for familiar face. The stars are just a distant hum, waiting for the end to come. Gravity
shadows dance in the dark, searching for a tiny spark. In the easy drive we stay, drifting further far away, suspended in a sea of stars, healing all our digital scars. Silent motion, infinite view. I'm falling deeper into the oxygen is running thin. Let the quiet enter in. No more noise and no more weight, leaving it all up to fate. The nebula is burning bright in the middle of the night. We're drifting on a silent stream, inside a cosmic velvet dream. Inside a cosmic velvet dream.
System check, 1, 2, 3, locked inside the mystery. The mainframe's breathing slow and steady. Tell the server that I'm ready. Flicker in the LED is the only light I see. Connecting to the deep web flow, watching where the packets go. The midnight circuits burning bright, power in the city's light. Electric thoughts in neon veins, breaking through the mental chains. Overload the system now, we'll make it out of here somehow. Firewalls are coming down in the middle of this town. Encryption keys and hidden files stretching out for miles and miles. The data stream is running hot, giving everything I've got. One more hack and then I'm through, back into the world with you.
Feel the heat begin to rise underneath the orange skies. The morning light is a heavy weight, crashing through the garden gate. Particles are dancing fast, building something meant steady track. Sunspots on the horizon line. Everything is feeling fine. Burn away the winter frost, finding everything we lost. A million degrees of pure desire, walking through the solar fire.
Water falling on the street, sinking with a heavy beat. The wipers moving side to side, nowhere left for us to hide. Reflections in the puddles glow, watching all the traffic go. Hissing sound of rubber tires, crossing all the telephone wires. In the static rain I find peace inside a restless mind. Hazy lights and grayscale skies, seeing through the city's light. Wash away the dust and grime, suspended in a pocket of time. Suspended in a pocket of time. Fog is rolling off the bay, chasing all the ghosts away. A muffled sound of distant horns, after all the city mourns. Wrapped inside a coat of grey, looking for a different way. But for now I'll just stay here, while the world is soft and clear. While the world is soft and clear. Soft and clear. While the world is soft and clear.
Shut but moving fast, a moment built to everlast. The friction of the turning wheel is the only thing I feel. Kinetic energy in store, always pushing back for more. A coiled spring inside the soul, taking back the full control. These kinetic dreams we share, heavy in the midnight air, a momentum that we can't ignore, knocking on the future's door. We're the motion, we're the drive, feeling more than just alive. A sudden spark, a sudden burst, quenching all the digital thirst, accelerating through the night, chasing down the neon light. The resistance fades away into a brighter shade of gray. One more leap and then we fly underneath the velvet sky.
engine tuned and built for speed, everything a heart could need. Wrapped in carbon fiber skin, let the future now begin. Stronger than the steel we knew, pushing all the limits through. Aerodynamics sleek and fast, something that was built to last. The wind is whispering a song of where we truly do belong. Stress points tested in the heat, moving to the rhythmic beat. A composite of soul and stone, sitting on a digital throne. The path is clear, the path is wide, nowhere left for us to hide. Walking through the violet glare, electric tension everywhere. The sidewalk comes a low-key pace, I'm looking for familiar space. Storefronts blowing in a row, watching how the data flows. Every shadow has a name, we're all players in the game. Feel the neon pulse tonight, everything will be alright. It's the heartbeat of the street, sings with the heavy beat. Through the alley, through the park, whisper in the dark. Flicker in the street lamp glow, nowhere left for us to go. Reflections on the oily ground, this is where the truth is found. The city's veins are made of light, pumping through the dead of night. Don't you stop and don't you wait, we are masters of our fate. Beaming up from down below, a frequency you already know. I'm sending out a coded ping, waiting for the bells to ring. Across the ocean, past the sea, digital telepathy. I see your signal in the sky, a tiny dot that's passing by. Satellite love, reaching the stars, no matter where or who we are. Broadcasting from a world away, every word we meant to say. You're the orbit, I'm the drive. Here higher state we're here to find. The gravity's pulling hard, but we've got the winning card. 1 foot forward, then the next, reading through the hidden text. The air is getting thin and cold. For the brave and for the bold, we're on the ascent now, breaking through the clouds somehow, higher than the birds can fly, carving paths across the sky. The world below is small and still, moving with our iron will. Oxygen is at a premium, looking for the equilibrium, stepping off the mountain ledge, living on the sharpest edge. The view from here is crystal clear, nothing left for us to fear. The summit's just a mile away, leading to a brighter day. Leaving every fear behind, a higher state we're here to find. The gravity is pulling hard, but we got the winning card. 1 foot forward, then the next, reading through the hidden text. The air is getting thin and cold. For the brave and for the bold, we're on the ascent now, breaking through the clouds somehow, higher than the birds can fly, carving paths across the sky. The world below is small and still, moving with an iron will. Oxygen is at a premium, looking for the equilibrium, stepping off the mountain ledge, living on the sharpest edge. The view from here is crystal clear, nothing left for us to fear. The sun's just a mile away, leading to a brighter day. Memories like broken code, wandering down an empty road. A glitchy table, warp sound. Everything is coming round. The colors fade to sepia tone, sitting on a lonely throne. Bits and bytes and rusted gears, echoing across the years. Just digital dust in the wind, where the story's meant to end, fading out and fading in. Let the entropy begin, where the ghosts inside the file, waiting for a little while. In the static, in the blur, everything we thought we were. A floppy disk in a dusty drawer, we don't use those anymore.
inside. Nowhere left for it to hide. A low-res dream of who we were. Everything is just a blur. Format disk and start again. Back to where we first began. The signal's breaking up tonight. Losing focus, losing light. Don't let the sectors go to waste before the memories erase. Just digital dust in the wind, where the story's meant to end. Fading out and fading in. Let the entropy begin, where the ghosts inside the fire waiting for a little while. System shut down, fade into gray. Digital dust. Color splitting in the dark. Every word a tiny spark, refracted through a heavy lens. This is where the logic ends. Rainbows on the concrete wall, catching us before we fall. White light turns to red and blue, passing all the visions through. Through the prism light we see all that we were meant to be. Spectrums wide and deep and bright, shattering the empty night. Geometric, sharp and clean. We're living in a wide screen. Break the white light into gold. A story waiting to be told. Focusing the energy, building up the synergy. The angle of the morning sun, telling us the work is done. Reflections on a silver plate. We are masters of our fate. Every shade and every hue, everything is looking new. 7 colors, 1 vibration, a digital reincarnation, shining through the dark glass, watching all the shadows pass. Through the prism light we see Heavy pressure on my chest, putting all the noise to rest. Down beneath the surface tension, entering a new dimension. The light is blue and soft and dim, watching how the spirits swim. Quiet bubbles rising slow, watching where the currents go. Submerged beneath the velvet blue, finding what is really true. The weight of the world is gone away into a different kind of day. Deep and wide and silent too. I'm falling deeper into you, breathless in the rising tide. Nowhere left for us to hide. Coral reefs and sunken ships, tasting salt upon my lips. The anchor's cut and we are free, drifting through the inner sea. No more sound and no more heat, moving to the liquid beat. Let the ocean take us in, where the silence can begin. The deeper we go, the less we know. Just let the heavy currents flow down in the dark, away from the glare, finding peace that's hidden there. Submerged beneath the velvet blue, finding what is really true. The weight of the world is gone away into a different kind of day. Drifting down, silently, change the angle, change the view. Every step is something new. The math is moving in the mind, leaving all the rest behind. Calculated, sharp and fast, building something meant to last. The grid is shifting underneath, a sword inside a silver sheath. In the vector shift we move, finding our own perfect groove. Coordinates are locked and set. The best is what we haven't met. Directional and full of force, staying on the steady course, charting out the grid tonight. Moving at the speed of light. must protect. Shift the axis, change the plane, breaking through the metal rail. In the vector shift we move, finding our own perfect groove. Coordinates are locked and set. The best is what we haven't met. Target locked. Vector shift complete. Calculating. Frozen moments, silent rooms, underneath the winter moons. The temperature is dropping fast. A shadow that was meant to last. Cobalt sky and sapphire eyes, seeing through the clever lies. A static charge inside the air, feeling tension everywhere. Electric blue, shade of you, shining everything we do. A neon spark, a cold desire, walking through the azure fire. Luminous and sharp and bright, in the middle of the night. High voltage in the winter chill, moving with a quiet will. Lightning strikes the lightning rod, like the hammer of a god. The voltage is a heavy load, following the open road. Charged up and ready for the break. This is not a lucky mistake. The color of the future's here, keeping all the visions clear. The pulse is cold, the wire is live. The only way that we survive. Freeze the frame and hold the light. Stay inside the blue tonight. Electric blue, a shade of you, shining everything we do. A neon spark, a cold desire, walking through the azure fire. of light. You can't stop the coming night. Tempered in the deepest fire, driven by a cold desire, forged in titanium and grace. In this digital dwelling place, harder than the diamond stone, sitting on a silver throne. Unstoppable, titanium hard, at the edge of all we know, letting every shadow go. The singularity is near, nothing left for us to fear. Time is slowing to a crawl against the massive cosmic wall. Everything is being pulled into a space that's never low. Past the event horizon's gate, we decide our own dark fate. Into the black and into the gold, a story that was never told. The point of no return is here, crystal clear and sharp and near, falling through the fabric of the sky, where the heavy currents lie. Spaghettification of the soul, taking back the full control. Information never lost, no matter what the final cost. Light is bending in a ring, hear the cosmic engine sing. The end is just a new beginning, while the universe is spinning. The stars are stretching into lines, a message in the ancient signs. Gravity is all we have, crossing over the cosmic path. Past the event horizon's gate, we decide our own dark fate. Into the black and into the gold,